You're listening to 99.9 Dude FM with Matthew Olivieri, Adam Shameem, and Freddy Stiefel. So, let's talk about the home run derby last night.
The home run derby was really interesting as Aaron Judge, after the first round, didn't seem to have much competition, as in the second round he only had to hit 15 home runs to advance, and in the finale he only had to hit 12.
I just think that was a great performance by Judge. I mean, that home run that he hit over the sculptor went 513 feet, which was the longest home run at the Derby. And I just think that, as a lot of other competitors had to use power, it was basically effortless for him.
I think one of the biggest underrated players in that derby was Gary Sanchez, and he did very well in the first round but did not have a great second round. But I think Judge overall had an amazing performance. Alright, our phone number is 877-77-DUDE.
And we have Addison from Montclair. Addison, give us your question.
Hey guys, thanks for having me on the show. So what did you guys think of the bracket format for the home run derby, where the guys with the most home runs don't necessarily advance depending on their matchup?
I felt that bracket is a strange system because you had guys like Miguel Sano, who didn't hit more than 12 home runs one time but was able to make it to finale because he had weaker competitors than someone on the other side of the bracket, like Gary Sanchez, who had to hit 17 home runs just to get past the first round.
I personally think it definitely makes the derby way more exciting with matchups and a bracket and a championship, instead of having everyone take their turn and have there being a second round, which ultimately led to the ratings being bad in the home run derby, which is why they changed the format.
I think it was a great bracket because it led to, great matchups. For example, in the first round, you had that NL West matchup between Cody Bellinger and Charlie Blackmon, and then you had, Gary Sanchez, who, he was very underrated heading into this home run derby, but he found a way to beat Giancarlo Stanton in the first round by one home run. So I think that the bracket worked out pretty well.
All right, let's move on to NBA free agency. Lots of big moves this offseason so far. What do you think is the biggest move this offseason?
This offseason, one of the biggest moves that no one's really talking about is Paul Millsap going to the Denver Nuggets. Paul Millsap was a key contributor to the Atlanta Hawks, and definitely the Hawks will be much worse next season without him.
I'm going to have to go with that Gordon Hayward move, going to the Celtics from the Jazz for $128 million over 4 years. I think that his offense really adds to the Celtics, and a lot of people have been saying that the Celtics can compete with the Cavs, and I agree with them. The addition of Gordon Hayward really helps out.
I personally think the biggest move was easily Paul George to the Thunder. They basically gave up nothing for him. They only gave up Oladipo and Sabonis, who was not a great player. They gave up 2 bench players for him. I think it is a great trade, although Paul George might not stay so long.
All right, now we got another caller calling in. Tell us your question.
Hey guys, it's David from Montclair. I just have a question for you guys. You're talking about NBA free agency and the moves that have been made. You mentioned the Celtics and the Thunder. Are there any new teams next year that could come out and give the Cavs or the Warriors a run for their money? Teams that could beat them and possibly go to the finals?
The Lakers. No, that was a joke. I'd say that the Celtics are probably still that team that could make it. I don't really see any other team really giving Golden State a run for its money. I don't see it. I think it's going to be the Cavs and Warriors in the finals again.
I'm going to have to go with that Timberwolves squad. I mean, the Timberwolves have been in complete rebuild mode, and they finally got their reward for that rebuild mode, getting Jimmy Butler and adding to that young dynamic duo in Andrew Wiggins and Karl Anthony Towns. And I think that if they can match up with the Warriors 4 times next season, I think they'll get at least 1 or 2 wins against them.
I personally think the Houston Rockets, as we saw 2 years ago, when the Cavs and Warriors faced up the first time, it was an unhealthy Cavs team, and the Warriors were able to destroy them easily. So injuries can happen to the Warriors at the wrong time, giving the Rockets a chance to maybe swoop in and take the West away from them.
All right, that'll do it for today on 99.9 Dude FM. For Freddy and Adam, I'm Matthew, and we'll see you next time.